Mr. Constable, may I have a count of the voters present, please? 150. We have a quorum. We'll call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you for coming tonight. Tonight, once again, we will be voting with the electronic handsets that you were issued when you came in here. When we have a question to vote on, I will announce that the voting is open and you'll have 10 seconds to vote. Press 1 to vote yes, press 2 to vote no. You may change your vote at any time during that 10-second window. The vote that will count will be whatever's on your machine at the end of that 10 seconds. All right. You may vote only with the device that was issued to you. You may not vote with anyone else's device, even if another voter asks you to do so. If you leave the auditorium for any reason, you must return the device in the boxes provided in the rear. Upon re-entry, show the receipt that you were given, and you will be given a new device. And please do return all the devices at the end of the meeting. I'll ask the tellers to come forward and be sworn, please. I do. Thank you. And will the clerk please read the warrant?
Good evening, and thank you, everybody, for coming. It's very important to get town business done. Plymouth SS, to the Constable of the Town of Whitman, greetings. In the name of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you are hereby directed to notify and warn the inhabitants of the Town of Whitman qualified to vote in elections and town affairs to meet in the Town Hall on said Whitman on Monday, the 12th day of March, 2018 at 7:30 p.m., then and there to act upon the following articles, Articles 1 through 3. And you are hereby directed to serve this warrant by posting up attested copies thereof in not less than 8 public places in the town, 14 days at least before the day of said meeting. Hereof fail not, and make due return of the warrant with your doings thereon to the town clerk at the time of the place of holding said meeting. Given under our hands this 20th day of February 2018. The Board of Selectmen, Carl F. Kowalski, Chairman, Daniel L. Savucci, Vice Chairman, Scott J. Lambasi, Clerk, Brian J. Bezanson, Member, and Randy Lamattina, Member. Warrant attestation. I hereby certify that by virtue of within the warrant, I have posted 8 copies of said warrant in various sections of the town with 2 copies in each precinct. Signed February 22nd, 2018 by Christine M. May, Stafford Constable. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's just like to quickly review the rules and procedures for the special town meeting. All voters must sit in the designated areas. All non-voters must seek permission of the moderator to be here before entering the hall and must sign in with the town clerk. And they must sit in a designated section of the balcony unless the moderator has granted them permission to sit with the voters. They may not speak except on articles the moderator has given them permission to speak on, and they may not vote and must remain silent during voice votes. In the event of a technical issue with our electronic voting system, we'll revert to a traditional method of standing counts when I cannot ascertain a vote's outcome or the announced outcome is immediately challenged by 5 or more voters. All amendments must be submitted in writing and signed for the town clerk. Massachusetts General Laws, Articles 1, 2, and 3 of the town bylaws and Robert's Rule of Order govern the conduct of this special town meeting. For speaking procedures, if you wish to speak on an article, please raise your hand and raise it high to be recognized by the moderator. Once recognized, please stand and go to the nearest microphone. There's one up front here. There's one in the balcony. There's one over here. State your name and your address. Please confine your comments to the article or question that's on the floor. You may not speak for a second time on an article or question until everyone who wishes to speak for the first time has done so. I'd like to recognize the Finance Committee who's sitting here in front. They do a lot of important work for the town, and they do it for nothing. They do a great job. If you're interested in serving on the Finance Committee, you should contact me. Thank you, and I will entertain a motion for Article 1. We have Article 1 is moved and seconded to see if the town will vote to transfer $256,725.62 from the Capital Stabilization Fund to pay for costs associated with the moving of the pre-kindergarten district-wide program for the McQuon School to the Whitman-Hanson Regional High School, or take any other action relative thereto. Mr. Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance Committee voted 8-0 with one abstention to recommend this article. Thank you.
Very well. Mr. Hayes, no? Okay. And does anybody wish to speak on this? Any discussion at all on this? Okay, we'll move to a vote then on Article 1. And the polling is now open. You press 1 to vote yes, press 2 to vote no. Yeah. Okay, the voting is closed, and the article carries 83% to 17%. Article 2, to see if the town will vote to authorize the town by and through its Board of Selectmen or town administrator as designated by the Board of Selectmen to enter into contracts for energy purchases or net metering contracts for terms of up to 20 years or take any other action relative thereto. Moved and seconded. Discussion. Anyone wish to speak on Article 2? Okay, then we'll move to a vote. And the polling is now open. And the polling is closed, and the article carries 87% to 13%. Article 3, to see if the town will vote to adopt the following protective zoning bylaw by adding a new Section 555 that would provide as follows. Zoning bylaw, Section 555, prohibition of marijuana establishments. Consistent with Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 94G, Section 3A2, all types of non-medical marijuana establishments as defined by Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 94G, Section 1, including marijuana cultivators, independent testing laboratories, marijuana product manufacturers, marijuana retailers, or any other type of licensed marijuana-related businesses, shall be prohibited within the town of Whitman. This prohibition shall not apply to the sale, distribution, or cultivation of marijuana for medical purposes licensed under Chapter 369 of the Acts of 2012. This section shall be effective upon passage by the voters at town election or take any other action relative thereto. We have a motion and a second. Discussion. Mr. Lynham.
If this sounds familiar, it's because we already voted it in December, but we voted it as a general bylaw. The Cannabis Control Commission is also seeking the towns to vote this as a protective zoning bylaw. So a yes vote will prohibit the sale of recreational marijuana in the town of Whitman. There is also a question, the only question, that's on the town election this coming Saturday, March 17th, which has exactly the same language.
Further discussion. Yeah, ma'am, come forward to the microphone, please.
I'm never down here. This is strange. Hello. Ooh, sorry. Lynn Walton, 271 Sportsman's Trail. Frank, can you clarify if we pass it tonight, what happens on Saturday? Do we have to come back and do it again?
Our council will answer that.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Peter Sumners. I'm here from Murphy, Lamry, and Murphy on behalf of Michelle McNulty, who is town council for the town of Whitman. The Massachusetts recreational marijuana law, the way it's designed is that it requires both passage of a prohibition at town meeting and a vote at a town election. And so the prohibition that has been passed in December the prohibition that may or may not be passed tonight, neither of those can be effective until they are passed by a majority vote at town election. Does that answer your question? I can't.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Chrissy Pruitt, 4 Village Way. Just to clarify what a yes vote means and a no vote, I think people are confused.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the article on the warrant is a prohibition of marijuana establishments that includes sale, cultivation, and manufacturing. So a yes vote would be a yes in favor of Whitman adopting a ban on marijuana establishments. It doesn't affect the use of marijuana, which has been legalized under state law.
Further discussion? Okay, we'll proceed to a vote then on Article 3. And the polling is open. And the article is adopted, 81% to 19%. The town clerk also reminds me that absentee ballots are available for people who are not going to be in town on Saturday. Those are available at the town clerk's office. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved and seconded. All in favor? We'll do that one by acclamation. Stay safe out there, folks.